and we are live from Sisimbra, streaming out around the world. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon here in Sisimbra. I'm surrounded by some beautiful people as well. And I'm looking forward to delivering this session today, the preview of Extraordinary Coaching, or the preview of the new code for Extraordinary Coaching. But it's nice to see you. Hello, Gary. How are you up there up north? You doing good?
I'm good, thanks. You okay, Michael?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Haifa, it's been a while. How are you doing, Haifa? We can't hear you, but you're looking good. And Victoria, good to see you. Ridima, and we have Eric. If I could see the non-video participants as well, please, David. Thank you very much. How you doing, Ridima? Let's get Ridima on the spotlight. You doing good? What time is it down there in Pune, India?
It's 9:35 p.m., Michael.
9:35 p.m. It's five, just gone 5 here. So we still got some time left. I love your glasses.
Oh. Thank you. You look smart too. Very good evening to you.
Very good evening to you as well, Ridima. Welcome to all Ridima's clients and friends who are on. So it's very nice to see all of you. This is the 3rd preview that we've run for this, and we kind of run them for selected audiences. So it gives lots of people time to ask me the questions. You may have heard about the program. You may have seen us. You may have seen it on Facebook. You may have got the earlier emails. But now I'm going to explain it all to you and answer all of your questions. Sounds like a plan? Sounds like a plan? Good, 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 good. So how did all this come about? That's the question. I think it's important that, that you can get a background or the context of any development, because there's always a backstory and a series of stages in the development of creating anything new. It's very rarely the idea just pops into your head and something is completely new. You kind of let it dwell around, you share it with your friends, colleagues, and then it's like sowing seeds into the soil, and gradually those seeds begin to grow and turn into a beautiful flower bed. So we're in the stage now of watering the seeds. The flowers are just blooming, for this the new code for Extraordinary Coaching. You see, you'll know that at the NLP Academy, Dr. John Grinder, Carmen, Bostic, Clair, and myself, for a long time, we've ran intensive programs, 12 days at a time. We used to do them twice a year. Just recently, it's come down to once a year, but the time has extended for that. And one of our main intentions for running these intensive programs is that we got to, as you can see on your screen, we have a global audience, yeah? And that global audience, comes from all over the world. Like Ridima's been here to Sisimbra. Eric there from Canada has been there to Croydon. So many, Haifa, from the United Arab Emirates has been to Croydon. So modular programs have the advantage that we can get a lot of people, at one time, yeah, and immerse themselves. They can immerse themselves in NLP and new code NLP. So it's amazing. And you'll know the camaraderie that we experience there. And in that immersion, what we're doing really is we are teaching people to swim, using that metaphor, and kind of throwing them in a little bit at the deep end and taking care of those who, maybe might not be able to swim as strongly, for whatever reason, different learning styles. But we throw you in at the deep end, and it's just like going on a intensive fitness program or health program for 2 weeks. You will go home healthier, yeah? If you've got an intensive health, obviously, if you've got an intensive fitness program, and you'll have built the circuits in yourself, to continue with your fitness development. So for the last 10, maybe 15 years, people have come from all over the world to beautiful venues such as Sisimbra, when we're in Murcia, all around the world, really, Colombia, and immerse themselves in new code patterning. And then you go home. and when you go home, there's a whole lot of stuff to catch up from. You bump into all the challenges that were there before, and sometimes life can take over. And with people who have the best intentions of becoming NLP coaches, NLP practitioners, starting new businesses, it can be quite lonely, in different circles. I'm sure you've all, in the regular circle of friends, not everybody's interested in this type of stuff until you make your regular circle of friends people, or you get people who are interested in this to join your regular circle of friends. So if you want to practice NLP on a friend, they go, oh, I don't want to hear that. Yeah. Or when you tell them about the course, oh, you keep going on about it. Do you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or you make plans. They go, it's crazy, all that money you spent to go on that course. So you don't always get the best support because the people in your circle don't quite get what you're doing and perhaps don't quite get who you are becoming. Or they get scared of who you are becoming. And when someone's scared of another person's development, they, rather than trying to lift themselves up, or rather than just trying to leave people be to get on with their own life, they start to hang on your coat and pull you down a little. This makes sense? Now, back in the day when NLP began in 1972 in California, the original groups were all in the University of California. So they were all local to the university, and they all actually eventually moved, or the key developers of NLP, Bandler, Grinder, and the initial crew they created, moved into a community. So they were able to do modular courses. And it was just as well because they needed feedback, Bandler and Grinder, John and Richard, on the pattern they were developing. So they'd do some modeling on the people they modeled. They would run a program, and then the people who attended the courses were also their test subjects, because they would then go out and practice what they had learned and come back and give John and Richard feedback. Back then, most of the people who were coming into NLP were therapists stroke change agents. The word coaching hadn't took off then, but NLP, those early days, were applied to people who were already operating in the professional change industry, psychologists, psychotherapists, counselors, etc., etc. So it gave John and Richard very good feedback on their work, but also the people could come back and talk about the challenges they'd encountered in using the patterns, where it worked, where it didn't work, and they continued to develop on the basis that after every module, they went out and did it, and they got real world practice. Yeah, and that's the challenge with the intensive program. You get the skill set, yeah, but you don't get the real world practice until now. Lola has started running these practice groups. Does this make sense what I'm saying, everybody? Makes sense? So then along comes COVID. Did you hear about it? Yeah. And in March 2022. And that put a halt to all live programs. So I just put some programs online. I'd never done it before. I had my doubts about its efficiency, to be honest with you, before COVID. So COVID created a context for me to learn how to deliver NLP, new code NLP and hypnosis to an online class. So I was emailing John and Carmen. This is brilliant. They couldn't quite get it because they had never done it either. When it meant they couldn't quite get it from my email descriptions, they couldn't quite, get how it would work. Bearing in mind, particularly new code NLP, it does require sort of face-to-face interaction for a lot of the patterns, not all of them. So I said, let's give it a roll for the courses that we reran in September 2020, sorry, October 2020. I sent a laptop over them. We got them used to Zoom, and they really got into it in a sense and saw the advantages, of how Zoom and video conferencing can be used, to teach people NLP and coaching skills. It's not a perfect world, but there really are advantages. Mainly that you can, any interaction that you have there can be recorded and played back, so you can get really precise feedback, on any intervention you do if you are teaching a coaching program. So this year, We arrive here 2022. John, Carmen, and I have now become quite proficient in presenting on Zoom. And the audiences, the live audiences and the online and satellites had got used to the idea of John and Carmen presenting on television screens, live into a venue. So I never stopped running live trainings. This is that John and Carmen, coming from California, became a challenge because of COVID. So we streamed them live onto the big screen here, and I would teach my sessions live, and it worked so well. So in 2020, this year, as we've moving out of COVID, or not out of COVID, as we're going into a time when COVID isn't keeping us all locked indoors, you still got to be careful. I've noticed a big shift in the people who come on courses and the market in general. So I'm a studier of the market. I know the trends. You see, before COVID, you used to get a lot of what I call voyeurs coming on courses. They weren't really coming yet. They liked the NLP. They loved the vibe. They loved hanging out in a positive environment. But a lot of them just wanted to have a sort of a very positive holiday. So we'd be in a holiday resort. They could come and hang out with people they liked. They could get away from home. They could tell their family and loved ones they're going on a course, and hang out here. But they weren't that committed to the application. And then this style of person could actually get in the way of someone who's very committed. But now we get people who really are committed to learning coaching, really, really committed. And I think that's partially because to sit in a room, let's say on our practitioner and coaching program, for 6 hours a day watching a television screen, with the presenter on screen, or sitting at home for 6 hours a day studying, albeit fantastic content, I think there's a prerequisite of commitment to do that, because it's not a holiday in the same sense as it once was, okay? And we push people. Does this make sense? Generally speaking, and there's a few trainers here, the market for NLP, quote, NLP training, just pure NLP training, practitioner training, master practitioner training has reduced around the world. We're still doing very well, but the market has shrunk, and I think that's partly because for trainers, it's not the best time for anybody to start an events-based business, if you know what I'm saying, because it's a very unpredictable marketplace. And I just think now as well, after COVID, there's a lot of money out there, but people are selective with how they spend their money. So they're not just going to book a holiday without thinking it through. I was actually talking to my son about this, who's just come back from holiday. That people are really going for holidays now, and enjoying them. And my son was saying he didn't want to work when it was a holiday. Bring the phone. Keep working. He said he wanted a proper holiday. So when people are going for holidays, vacations, as you call them, in the United States and Canada, they're playing full out and going to they're ticking off their bucket list, if that makes sense. People have made decisions that after COVID, that some of the things they gained in COVID, closer family connections, different lifestyles, they want to maintain. But they're going back into the big world again, and it's quite easy to slip back into the routine of the hamster wheel. So I think what's happened is the increase in the desire for coaching, right, has increased enormously with people out there. The coaching has now gone through that niche phase it once was. We're in the post-life coaching era where the life coaches was just trained up, so many of them, they weren't really taught how to do it. And people out there in all walks of life realize that their life will be significantly improved if they're smart and hire an extraordinary coach. Yeah, we're not interested in average coaches. We're not interested in good coaches even. Yeah, like the new Code NLP is extraordinary in its own right. So what we're looking to do is to create a context for people like you to learn extraordinary coaching skills, so you can become an extraordinary coach, and your clients can live extraordinary lives. Does that sound good? Is that why you're here? You like that? Good stuff, tough audience. Right, hold on one second, everybody. Okay, so I'm going to share with you a PowerPoint now, and I'm going to go through the program, yeah? Then I'll take any questions, you know, and I'll tell you about, you know, how you can be part of this program. As I say, the intention of this program is purely, yeah, to create, you know, to give a different style of, bless you, Dorothy, a different, no, I need another one. Yeah, hang on one second. So I'm just getting some water. Again, this all came about by us thinking, you know, how can we do something? We always, John, Carmen, and I like to stay ahead of the game. Well, obviously, Grinder's always been ahead of the game because he invented the stuff. And then Carmen and John invented, you know, new code or created new code NLP. But it's kind of my job as the business development manager or director and the creative director in the ITA to kind of work out ways, you know, in which we can keep moving forward, yeah, in how we bring the technology to you. And I'm going to tell you now, thank you. I'm going to tell you now, there is no thing out there, it's a song, that even comes close to this program. Nothing for now. You watch, but you'll be on the front end of the bus. I'm sure others will jump on our bandwagon and may try to replicate it, but that's the way of the world. But after this, we've got so many great plans based on this monthly sort of get together with people learning new skills. So let's have a look at the program now. We're going to get up the PowerPoint presentation. Here it is, the new code for extraordinary coaching program, 6 months with John Grinder, Carmen Bostic Sinclair, and me, Michael Carroll. There you go. There's the intro. This ties in with the launch of a new association John, Carmen, and I are creating, or have launched actually now. It's the International Trainers and Coaching Academy. It kind of updates our previous organization. Previous organization was the International Trainers Academy, ITA. That was exclusively for trainers who had studied with John, Carmen, and I, who wanted to issue certificates to their students. Nothing changes in the ITA with the old or the previous opportunities for trainers, but we're now opening up ITA and International Trainers and Coaching Academy to people who have taken or studied New Code NLP with John, Carmen, and I, or with an approved institute. So this is the entry level. So I think most of you will not, if not all of you, will fit this criteria. So the entry level is New Code NLP practitioner, people who studied with John, Carmen, and me, or New Code NLP practitioner of an ITA approved New Code NLP trainer. I think we've got some of Riddimer's students here. You're all very welcome. I think we've got some of Alessandro and Federica's students here. You're all very welcome as well. New Code NLP coach with John, Carmen, and myself. International NLP coach and approved New Code trainers. So if you're on that list, you are in the right place, because now is a time when you can elevate all of your skills. Here we go now. Let's have a look at what you're going to be studying, the modules in this 6 months program. There you go. So M1, that says a module. In the first module, we're going to bring everybody together, because there will be people who go back many years, sort of rejoining the NLP adventure. They may have taken some time out or applied it in different areas, but we're going to frame the course. We're going to bring you up to speed of all the patterns and look at how new Code NLP patterns work directly in the context of coaching. This is the foundation module, just making sure everybody is on the same page, getting that framing right. You will set your targets as well, and they will be high. Now, for many years, ever since I've known John and Carmen, actually, they've been developing health and well-being models in coaching, healer within, etc., etc., etc. Just recently, they started to develop a whole lot of new models for that, including the CCU, the COVID cleanup protocol, and the new normal, how to deal with the changes in your life post-COVID. I'm going to come to this in a moment when we go into the modules, but that's the module 2, health and well-being coaching. Module 3 is applying coaching with the extreme. This is where you out there will be bringing your difficult cases to us. So anything that's a challenge, a real challenging cases, that you're working with, each person is going to bring in a few case studies, and then we will brainstorm as a group how to deal with these case studies. So you're not just getting your questions answered regarding the difficult cases you get. And to be honest with you, there can be, the more challenging the case, the more I like it, So I love working with really challenging cases because, it's a challenge for me, but the satisfaction when the person comes out the other side is amazing. So it's a weekend festival, if you like, of challenging cases. Next one's learn how to model extraordinary coaching. This is where John, Carmen, and I will work with live clients, people outside of this course, with various issues or challenges, and then you'll model us in how we work. Non-linear coaching, this is where we use provocation, metaphor, for when you coach outside the context of the official coaching session. This could be the language pattern or the metaphor you give at the water fountain. A lot of coaching goes on near water dispensers. If you go back up, please, Dave. So, yeah. So, a lot of coaching goes on, in the corridors at work, on the train, on the plane, when for no reason apart from, the workers or the air stewards or air cabin crew, challenged. You can just give a little metaphor or help them change their day. So I love non-linear coaching. And lastly, the business of coaching, where I will share my experiences of running businesses in the personal development world so you can leverage some wealth, leverage some money, for all your coaching efforts. Does that look great? Does that look good? Okay, so let's go through the modules. 8th to 9th of October, framing the course. Everybody's going to arrive. We've got an extraordinary group of people coming as well. This is for the committed because, it's a 6-month period. So people, are committing to their development. I always say, that the resources you get on the course, such as the people you meet, the friends you make, but also who are like-minded, but also the overlapping of different skills is as valuable as the course itself. The relationships you make and how you carry them forward. Now you're going to be in a group of people who are totally committed to coaching. Many will already be coaching. Many have been coaching for a long time. Some are very serious about just getting into it, but the quality will be high. There will be no voyeurs in a sense. People just want to come and hang out and look, hang out. We're looking for really committed people, to take this to the world because the world needs it right now. So that's framing the course, module 1. Here we go now, module 2, health and well-being coaching. This is where John and Carmen are going to run. So me, John and Carmen run that first module. John and Carmen are going to run this second module, and they're going to share the healer within protocol, the COVID cleanup, and coaching beyond COVID, helping people thrive rather than survive in the new normal. And John and Carmen will be sharing their years of experience in developing health and healing models that you can take to your clients. Now, I work a lot myself personally with health and healing. I mean, I think that's a really, really excellent area to work with, because most people, when they get a physical challenge or health change, it's because there's some kind of split between the mind and the body. It's the quickest way for people to come unwell is to divide your body up, put a kind of dividing line there, live in your head, don't notice what's going on in your body, don't notice the effects of your thinking on your body. And before people know it, I'm going to look away when I say this, their health changes. So we'll show you how to help people connect with their body, connecting up the mind and body through conscious and unconscious systems, and then set up healing frames. Very, very rewarding. That's the new code. Sorry, that's the health and healing module. Let's get the next one up now. It's coaching with the extreme. Bring your toughest cases. Tough, tough, tough. So us, real case studies, where you perhaps have been puzzled or you've done something, it changes, the client changes back, client moves forward a bit, you think you've cracked it, they move back and forth, how to work with that, because the key issue, when anything stays the same, after particularly an NLP and a new code, particularly new code NLP intervention, there's some secondary gain there, often unconscious and hidden intentions that keeps pulling the people back to maintain the problem. We want to bring it. We want your challenging cases. Just imagine that you're going to not just hear your case, but everybody else's as well. So you're going to learn loads of different ways to deal with a variety of different challenges and problems that people bring to the coaching context. Take me off this, take the PowerPoint off now. Good stuff. Good stuff. Let me teach you something, yeah? Good stuff. Tough audience. We're there now. We're there now. I know it's hot in a lot of places and it's hot here, but you can still move. All doing good? Good, good stuff. Hey, Maria Tinoco, down there in Costa Rica. How are you? Okay, let's go back. We're halfway through the modules. I've got 3 more amazing modules to share with you. Are you ready for them? 3 more? You ready? Good. So here we go. Module 3 started in January. So this is your New Year's gift. Learn how to model extraordinary coaching. NLP was built on modeling extraordinary people, and NLP was built really going on the extreme end of the bell curve at people who are extraordinary at what they do. NLP is not interested in modeling mediocrity or normal. Yeah, we help people who have that, who want to break out of mediocrity, but NLP puts its attention on excellence. John, Carmen, and I actually have 111 years of experience. It might be 118 now, but I thought that sounded a bit much. So I'm just taking it down a bit to 111. That's just get that right. That's collective experience, not just my experience. But we've been around a long time, and John Grinder co-created NLP, and John and Carmen co-created New Code NLP, and I packaged the New Code NLP, brought it to the market, and in doing so, developed a lot of new processes myself. So you've got the 3 leading people in New Code NLP, and 2 of the people who invented it, and 1 outside of that frame has added the most. We've got a lot of experience in working with clients. So this is when we're going to work with clients, yeah, and you're going to see how we do that. And then you're going to model us and also get an opportunity to debrief with us. And we're going to pick random people, and the people will not be like filtered in advance, like, are they compliant, for example? Are they good at visualizing? We're just going to find people and find people who want to come in and get some work. And where I come from, Croydon, we'll pick a few Croydoners, yeah, because then they will have quite extreme issues as well. So that's it. New code that's it. How to learn, how to model extraordinary coaching. Next one up is non-linear coaching. So again, if you look at John, when he does a coaching demo, Carmen or myself, it never always follows a protocol. Like it's never linear, but we have to teach it in a linear way for people to learn it. Some of the best coaching comes outside of the coaching frame when the person might be coming back from a break. You may have stepped out for a cup of tea. You may be having a glass of water, you know, and there's a conversation when the client isn't thinking he or she's in the coaching frame. And because of that, their filters are down. You know, this is also useful for people in business, HR, etc. You know, where you may not have a direct channel with some of the people who need the help. Yeah. But you've always got an indirect channel in, and also with your families as well. Without being explicit, the worst thing you can do with your families or your partners is try and hypnotize them to lose weight, stop smoking, etc., etc. They don't like it. Yeah. But you know, there's a lot of things you could do with your families, you know, by firstly being a model of excellence yourself. That usually does it. Yeah. Because people are interested rather than, I'm not a big fan of people talking about NLP, apart from in the course, because I have to, because it's my job. But when you go out socially and people are talking all about NLP all the time, there's a sign to me they've not integrated it properly. Because imagine a surgeon doesn't go in the evening and meet his friends and talk about the surgery he did all day long. You know, an accountant doesn't go out in the evening and talk about the balance sheets he's looked at all day long, unless he's with other accountants. You know, so I think of NLP, the best way you can get anybody to come into it is to embody it. You know, so you're an exemplar. And if you're an exemplar, your body and congruency does the talking for you. So that's another way of being a non-linear coach. Create a context of people who unconsciously model you. You know, as you go through your challenges and contexts, be an exemplar of change. Or as Gandhi said, be the change you want to see in the world. Good stuff? Good stuff. Right, let's go to the next one. This is the last one, the last slide, the last module. Now, I don't know if you know, one of my hobbies is, take a slide down. One of my hobbies is making money. Yeah, did you know that? Making money. Anybody else got that hobby? Hello, Abdullah, how are you? Anybody else got that as a hobby, making money?
I'm very good, Michael.
Good stuff, Abdullah, nice to see you. Now, let me get this clear, yeah? Making money is a hobby, not a passion. Yeah, there's far more important things in life than making money, but making money makes life a lot easier. You know, when you can be congruent and you can take a nice holiday, take time out, treat your loved ones, and then enjoy the finer things in life. You know, and you deserve it because you're working hard, you invested money in this, and money is one measurement, but it's quite a good measurement. You know, it's a precise measurement actually of your success. It's not the only measure, but it is a very precise one. You know, so those people who make money their focus tend not to create it because they're too focused on it. Yeah, but if you've got a lovely big picture, when you seek to give extraordinary value to people, yeah, and really make it all about the client, you attract money and wealth. I've always been very good at making money, although it isn't my passion, like I say. But I started in business when I was 22 in the financial services sector. You know, as a young, hungry salesperson with no experience. 4 years later, I bought that company of my boss in 4 years. You know, and I remember the day I bought it, I sat in a chair, and what was his chair. You know, and he was leaving and he shook my hand and said, "It's your turn now, Michael." And he was the other side of a desk from when I took that interview. And I just remembered being very grateful that he actually believed in me, you know, to take me on in the first place. You know, so I got into NLP when I was about 31 as a profession. Into 1996, we launched the NLP Academy in the year 2000. Before that, it was called a different name. You know, but by 2002 or 3, I was working with a co-creator of NLP and built this business. So I'm pretty good at building businesses and I like it. I want to show you how to market, how to sell, you know, how to get yourself out there. Because I know so many coaches who are really, really good coaches, but they've got no clients. You know, so they've got to do part-time jobs. They haven't got time to coach the people. They're trying to get a bit of income in. And sadly, the opposite is true. I know a lot of people out there who are not good coaches and who are unprincipled, but they are really good at marketing, and they are making money from it or wealth from it. So you think about it, you're going to have some wealth goals that you want to do. You want to build a successful coaching business. I always say coaching is the ultimate lifestyle business, particularly now that a lot of coaching happens on Zoom. You can do coaching anywhere in the world now on your laptop, and people have, because of COVID has created the context for that to happen because people have got used to video conferencing. So it is the ultimate lifestyle business. There can be very good income made in it, but you've got to work with yourself on all of these things. Your own health, your own well-being, your own income, your own energy, your own attitude to money and wealth. So you become an exemplar for coaching. All sound good? Good stuff? Good. About 11 places left. I don't want to go over 30 really for this first one because it's a test for us. And, I really want to give the group our very, very best. So once we work out how it all works, then we can look at lifting the numbers, This is not for everybody. This is for committed people. This is for people who really are coaches, who really want to take coaching out there, and excel. I'm looking at building, and want to join ITCA, ITCA, NLP, and be a part of a global organization that brings something much more valuable to the coaching market than anything, and I mean anything else out there right now. So people who've been on, I don't want to be critical of other organizations right now, but I will. People who've joined ICF, etc., it's got a big name, but not many people are doing stuff with it, So the name's out there, and the ICF have got the name coaching out there, but I think the quality is mixed, to be honest with you, and it's a linear approach to coaching, but they're getting the name out there, which is good, and they are getting clients, which is good. So I'm not saying I want to be a rival to the ICF. I want to do something different to those organizations where, in this case, I say size doesn't necessarily matter, quality does. Yeah. So within our, around the world, what happened in classic NLP is the whole thing become diluted because of really bad training courses out there. It started off with bad trainings, then through the years, it just watered down until now, there's a lot of NLP courses out there outside of the current company, isn't really teaching good skills. So the whole thing has watered down because the market has been on volume. 3-day practitioner courses, 5-day practitioner courses, and the concentration has been on certificates. So the whole certificate thing, people got obsessed with certificates. All they wanted, the people weren't necessarily interested in skills. The first thing people would ask us when they rang out is, what is the certificate? What's it look like? They're just thinking about a certificate hanging on their wall. Now, so I think the certification thing as well got in the way for NLP, where people chasing a qualification, which isn't a formal qualification anyway. Now, at our courses, the NLP Academy, as people who've been to our programs will testify, we make people really work for the certificates because they feel like they've earned them. So we're right here in the middle of a master practitioner course. Last week, I pushed the beautiful participants right out of their comfort zone. They're working their butts off all week to do a modeling project, which they completed on Saturday, yesterday. Was it only yesterday? They completed yesterday in style, and left this course yesterday with a real feeling of satisfaction, which they wouldn't have had I not created that challenge for them. So people don't necessarily learn when they're comfortable. They don't learn when there's loads of fear around either. But for somebody to learn, you've got to push them out of their comfort zone. Yeah. So this is what we are about. So this program focuses on coaching. The ITCA is just beginning. I am so excited to be launching this, to bring in something very different to the marketplace. Now, if you're an ITA trainer, which some of you are, I suggest you look. If you're an ITA trainer who's run courses, yeah, I suggest you look at the email that I sent out last week with the ITA trainer video, because it's slightly different. So new code trainers, actually a slightly different offer for people already new code NLP trainers. Is this good, everybody? Is this good? Good stuff. Any questions? Oh, God, just put your hand up.
Is it going to be?
Hang on one second. I think Sue's talking, yeah? If you put your, could you put your hand up, please? So I can see, we'll spotlight, you see? That's Haifa. Hello, Haifa. So, Haifa, if you get Haifa, we'll get you on spotlight. How are you, Haifa? Nice to see you.
Very good, thank you. How about you?
Oh, very good, thank you. Very, very good. It's very, mind you, it must be hot where you are. How hot is it where you are, Haifa? We lost Haifa.
Yeah, hello, hi. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear now.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. I'm asking this going to be face-to-face or it's going to be on Zoom, or how is it going to be?
It's all on Zoom.
All in Zoom. Okay.
All on Zoom, yeah? You like that?
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds good.
It's good. So that way, John and Carmen haven't got to leave California. And this is one of the advantages of the Zoom session. So the sessions, that's a good, thank you very much, Jill, for that question. I'll answer your question in a moment, Jill. I forgot that. The sessions are, so each module runs on a Saturday and Sunday, the second Saturday and Sunday of each month. We're also running practice groups twice a month, yeah, and anybody who's on it will be eligible to become a mentor next year on the intensive that we run here again. We'll actually be in a different venue, I think. But the intensive that we run next year, so you come back and work with us as a mentor, and there's no charge for that. We used to charge the new code trainers for that, but now, because it's kind of built into the overall cost, okay? So there's two extra things which there, two practice groups, so you get to practice each of the skills, and you can come back as a mentor, work with our people. Is that good, Haifa?
Yeah, that sounds very good. Thank you.
You're most welcome.
Like timing, what would be the timing?
That's good. Yeah, Jill's just asked that same question, so I'll answer that now. The timing is 3 o'clock UK time till 9 p.m. each day. So it happens in the afternoon. I appreciate that. So 3 o'clock till 9 each day. So that's the time we're running for that, which is 7 o'clock in the morning for John and Carmen. You know, so I was, John was getting up at 6 for a while, but we moved it forward. You get time on a Saturday to hang out in the morning, do your stuff, log on at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and spend the day with us, Friday morning with your family. It breaks it up quite nicely. Good stuff, Haifa?
Yeah, sounds good.
Good stuff. Let's get to Sandra. Hey, Sandra, I haven't seen you for a little while.
No, how are you?
How are you? Very good, thank you. Very good. You still working at Gatwick Airport?
No. That finished a few years ago. I've been, doing a couple of other jobs.
I remember now, the last time we met, you were doing voluntary work. So you're doing good, yeah? You're looking well?
Yeah, okay, well, I've just given up my job, so I'm looking for something to do until I find something new.
This will work out well then.
It will. I mean, the timing's perfect. Just what happens if you miss one? Because I know the January one, well, I wouldn't be able to do the January one.
Okay.
Which is really annoying because that's the one I really am interested in. But
so we will be working on giving selected parts of the replays out to people, demos, etc. But John and Carmen are quite touchy about that, But if people miss something, we'll arrange for the exercises, with one of our team, or you team up with a colleague so you get the exercises here. So we'll give parts of the recordings, and then you will do the exercises with a team member. So maybe a couple of hours a night until you've caught up, so you'll get all the exercises. Okay,
thank you.
Makes sense? Yeah. You are welcome. We'd love to have you on board with us again, Sandra. Any other questions? I'm open to any question you like, well, relative to this program.
Hi, Michael.
Hey, Lola.
Hi. I just wanted to jump in and let you know there's a question from Jill in the inbox.
Okay.
I can read it for you if you'd like. She's just asking about the days and the times of the training.
Okay, I just answered that with Haifa, but it's 3 o'clock till 9, Saturday and Sunday.
Sorry, of the practice sessions is what I was looking for.
Oh, the practice sessions. Okay, we haven't quite got those practice sessions worked out yet, but it'll be like something, I imagine it'll be the first and last Thursday or Wednesday of each month, and they will be running sort of 7 o'clock till 8:30 UK time. So that's in the evening, an hour and a half each, yeah? So it's it'll be most likely be the first and last either Wednesday or Thursday. You just got to work that out. But the practice sessions will be 7 till 9, and we will 7 to half 8, and we will make those recordings available, so people can hop on and get the practice. As long as people turn up, you know. So otherwise, we want people to turn up as well. One of the things is with these programs, when the people know they can get the recordings, they don't turn up always because they can still, I'll lie in bed today, or they got another thing. So one of the things one of the reasons why we do not give the recordings out as a practice, we do give out portions after, yeah, is to make sure we got the commitment. Now, I'm not suggesting anybody here or Sandra is not committed. She's got an event pre-planned. So in these cases, we will work with you as best we can to make sure you've got the content, because we don't want you to go out and be nearly an extraordinary coach because you missed a module. We want you to be an extraordinary coach. So we're here to support this. Our reputation to a certain extent rides on this, because if you call something extraordinary coaching, you're putting a statement out there. Yeah, you know, or not you, I am. So if I call it extraordinary coaching, I'm putting a statement out there, and I do not like not living up to my reputation. So if I say I'm going to do extraordinary coaching, I'm not going to be we're not going to be delivering half extraordinary coaching, which is why we're going to be pushing you guys to be extraordinary. We're going to take you right out of your comfort zone, and share with you our 118 years of experience, which 111 I think sounds better at the moment. Any other questions, everybody? Anybody? Okay, next steps. Riddimer, hello, Riddimer, in Pune. Let's get on the spotlight, please. Hey, Riddimer. How you doing?
Hi, Mike. I'm doing good. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for the presentation. To many people who have joined, just wanted to thank you. And not a question, a comment. To many people who are here, this program, I'm really, really excited myself. And this program is really going to change the way the coaching is moving, and the extraordinary coaching with exclusive experiences of all three of you as mentors. And we have been modeling all three of you, can really add on to the experience of coaching. So just wanted to comment and thank you for doing this for the industry. Thank you so much. Looking forward.
Well, thank you, Riddimer, as well, for bringing your clients here. You know, as I said to people before, you know, Riddimer is a beacon of light of ours, you know, in a place where sometimes, you know, she runs very high standards training out there, and she's a credit to us, John, Carmen and I, a credit to her family. She just keeps on going and really is a star, you know, running an NLP company in a community, in a place where sometimes she is competing against 3- and 5-day practitioner programs out there, where people are saying, you know, people are buying the certificate on 3 to 5 days. You know, so hats off to you, Riddimer. As always, you're very committed to us, and always a pleasure having you with us and the people that you bring as well. That's Riddimer. Let's give her a round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's quality, 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 which matters. And that is what extraordinary coaching would do. I can guarantee that. So yeah, I'm looking forward.
This is going to change the coaching world, because it's about real coaching. You know, I think a lot of these people are running coaching courses have never done any coaching. I mean, you coach all the time, you know. So you're one of the trainers that coaches, gets your results from a coaching when you bring it into your class. You did it straight away when we did the tracing thing at the practitioner program. I'm the same. There's a lot of people out there done NLP, teaching the classic NLP. They've never done anchoring, never done a swish, never done it with a client, and yet they're teaching it, you know. So again, this puts the emphasis really on application. So application, application, application. Okay. I just want to get Dorothy on. Thank you. Guess get Dorothy on the spotlight, please. And Lola. So big thank you to Dorothy and Riddimer. Sorry, Dorothy and Lola. Dorothy stepped in here to translate today on our day off, as well as our day off today, and a couple of participants coming here as well on their day off. So big thank you, ladies, for your time, energy, and commitment, for coming in when you did all these evaluations yesterday, and being a model of extraordinary everything, really, the pair of you. You know, in the commitments that you put here with the class yesterday, and today Lola and Dorothy helped me get everything ready. Let's give them a round of applause, please. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me on this Sunday afternoon here to hear about this extraordinary program. I will be delighted to, and my team will be delighted to welcome you on board. It's going to be different, it's going to be radical, but it will be amazing as well. Just to close, everybody, thank you so much, and be brilliant because you are. Hoo-ha, hoo-ha, hoo-ha. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Thank you so much. Thank you.